Hey guys, how you going? So another week here on the homestead over and done with. I hope you guys are all staying safe, obviously with the worrying news about the second peak in the UK. I hope you guys all stay safe and manage to do your thing and stay away from other people who might have the plague. But anyway, guys, whatever you've been up to, I hope you have been having a little bit of fun. Talking of that, it was my mother's birthday this week. It was her birthday back on Tuesday, so a very happy birthday, Mum. Love you lots, and thank you for being a wonderful mum. Next big event here, we've got Halloween coming up, and I've just done the pumpkin harvest. So first things first this week, let's go and have a look and see what we've done with the pumpkins. Okay, guys, have a good one. Hey guys, so this area here, as you can see, definitely needs some weeding. We're going to go through and get out the pumpkins that are in there, and then we're going to strip off the vines. Now with the magic of video editing, we've done all of that. We actually got 7 pumpkins out of there. Here's the picture. But this area here, next year we're going to, well, on November, we're going to actually plant this up with garlic. This little area, so that's going to be garlic. And this area over here, once this is all composted down, we're going to be planting potatoes here next year. Alright, so these are this year's pumpkins in totality. We've got quite a few. We've got some very nice ones. This is going to be my Halloween pumpkin that'll be carved, and the rest will be going to feed chickens over the winter because I hate pumpkin. So this compost bin, I've topped it off with glass, and next year this is going to be where we grow the chilies. There will be a little bit more stuff going in there before the end of the year, but this glass does actually raise the temperature in there quite considerably, so that'll be good for it to compost down. And then once that's all composted down, we'll be planting chilies in there earlier than we did this year, so hopefully we'll get a better crop next year. So update on the duckies. As you can see, they're all looking pretty good, all doing very well. They've got some nice orange beaks on them, but they have got pure white feathers coming through now. So these guys are probably the Aylesbury's, but the Peking cross. Next week I'm actually going to extend their enclosure out to here and then take it down there to the chicken coop, so they're going to get all of this area and they can run through and clean all this stuff off and eat all of the stuff that's in there. But yeah, the duckies are doing fine, and the chickens are doing okay. The guys in here, Mr. Flaps proudly roostering around, Lady Cluck's at the back over there, the other two are hiding in the bushes, and these guys all coming to say hello. As you can see, the white ones seem to be growing a lot faster than the others. I think they're a meat breed. They're putting on weight very, very quickly. But yeah, the others are all doing well as well. Biggles in here sticking up for himself and getting along with the others. So yeah, all the chickens are doing very well. That's this week's update on the chickens. So the wall around the waterfall is now completed. This chair's here so that I can step over and get inside. We're going to be bringing the soil level up to the edge of this rock here, but the soil that I need to start putting on here is going to come from the pond, but lower down, so I've got to get off the top layer first, just because the lower down stuff doesn't have as much weed seed in. It's fine that these lower levels are full of weed seed because they shouldn't be able to break the surface once the earth is all the way up to there. But yeah, the wall turned out okay, I think. It's looking all right. Nice breaking up of the different layers, and all ready for the waterfall to go on probably before the end of this year. And this week I've been clearing out this whole area underneath the trees and along this fence line. Still working on the fence line, but we have actually got all the way up to the house now, so there's only one more 25-meter run to go. 75-meter front edge by the looks of it. But so all this was overgrown and you couldn't see out, but what I've done is cut down all of the smaller trees, leaving a few so that they'll survive a bit better and get a lot more light I've got some ash in here, some plums, no walnuts, and some sycamores as well. But that's all been cleared out. We're going to chuck a load of grass seed down, and we're also going to chuck in a load of bulbs along the fence line there, so that we get a nice flush of flowers early in the year. So these are all the old the trees that were part of the undergrowth. I've got a lot of long straight poles. Probably going to end up as firewood. It's sycamore, so it's not particularly strong. Well, the majority of it's sycamore, but there might be some use, I think, of them before I end up chopping them up. And of course the puppies are enjoying them, crawling around on top of them. So we'll leave these here for a little while, obviously before they'll get moved before winter. But yeah, they might end up as firewood, they might end up as structures somewhere. So I can actually show you every stage of the fence at the moment. So the first thing we do is we come and clear all the undergrowth and cut down any trees that are there, and then with the fence we start taking the fence panels down, and once the panels are down they get broken up. Once they're broken up they get moved away, and one of my neighbours actually takes all of this old wood for their fire over the winter. We get right down to the bottom layer of soil, and then the next thing we do is the poles start going in. And once the poles are in, we've got to get the rocks out. There's a lot of rocks all the way along, using those for various projects all around the homestead. They're lovely chunks of rock, as you can see. They're not small, but they're very useful. Of course, used a lot of them on the waterfall over there. And then once the rocks are out, we end up with these big holes, and we backfill those and plant some bulbs in there as well. We've planted up to that little rock at the moment. And then the wire goes on, just fixing the wire with screws and little washer things to hold it in place. We've done quite a bit so far, but still got a fair bit to do. Well, this year's idea of using tarps underneath the walnut trees to catch walnuts is working very well. There's quite a few collecting on here. Still absolutely heaps on the tree, but the pods are definitely splitting now, and they're starting to fall. So in probably about a month left to go, but in a little while we'll be collecting these up and planting them for next year's walnut trees. Well, the last of the grape harvest I've actually left, so these are all going for the birds. They have been coming along and picking at a few, but yeah, these ones, not all of them, as you can see, were fertilised. So we'll be leaving these grapes. Too much hassle to harvest them and then sort them. So yeah, this will be bird food. Here come the puppies. Oh, all doing well. There's Buttons. As you can see, happy as always. And I think we even have Pigsy. Not paying attention at all. And here comes lovely Luna. She's getting fat, shall we say. And there's Pigs keeping an eye on everything else, being the matriarch of the family. Okie dokie, so this morning we are going to be using chickens to predict the results of the election. Chickens, if you would like to vote for Joe Biden, stay in the house. If you want to vote for Donald Trump, come on out and go. Got a lot of Trump voters, and let's see how many we've got for Biden. We have none.